Hey, how's it going, everyone out there? This is Jakejames Lugo. Welcome to the channel and welcome to a brand new episode of JJ's One Man Podcast. Hopefully, you guys have been doing all right. It's been a wild and crazy week for the games industry overall and just for everybody in general. And my birthday's literally right around the corner. So there's a whole bunch of stuff happening all over the place. But anyway, in this episode of JJ's One Man Podcast, we're going to talk about some serious stuff, some serious things right now. No games, no nonsense, like some serious stuff. We're going to talk about the Me Too moment that's been happening in gaming as of lately, as far as the Me Too moments that have been on the surge with the games industry. Because a while back when the Me Too movement really started and really kind of started taking off in the entertainment industry, gaming really didn't have a lot of stuff going on with it. It didn't really have a lot of people that were getting put out there or people really talking about it. I mean, there was discussions, but it wasn't like we had our own section of the Me Too movement like actually happen. So for anybody that doesn't know, or at least that's out of the loop and stuff here, again, you've been busy, you've been living under a rock, it doesn't matter. Let me clue you in a little bit on what the Me Too movement is. The Me Too movement was pretty much a group of individuals, group of people, women specifically, that have been coming out and sharing their stories about sexual harassment, sexual assault, and anything related to the sort. Pretty much telling everybody about their experiences and about the people who wronged them. And for the most part, this was the movement that was responsible for pretty much taking down Harvey Weinstein. If you guys don't know anything about that, do some Googles. It is way too long to get into at the moment. There's so much information, so much stuff that's out there. But the reason why I bring it up now, and I haven't really talked about it up until now, is mostly because that the games industry, like I mentioned, didn't really have a moment to itself that was related to that. It didn't really have a lot of women coming out and actually giving their stories and expressing their experiences for stuff that happened in the games industry. And let me tell you, this last week and change, almost like even into 2 weeks now at this point, it's been one thing after another for the games industry. A lot of people getting exposed for unsavory behavior, for people that have been involved with sexual harassment, sexual assault, some really rude and disrespectful behavior all over the place in a variety of different spots and positions within the games industry. Now, the crazy thing about this, in relation to me, is that some of the individuals that have been getting exposed and some of the individuals that have been getting aired out on social media are people that I've met in the games industry at various events. When I've gone to places like E3, to PAX, to PSX, or any other smaller event, or even an event that's related to a specific game or publisher, I've seen some of these people. I've had conversations with them, not about this stuff, obviously, but in other related things. And what makes this surreal is how, again, just how it feels where it's like someone you've interacted with, that you've had maybe some good experiences with, end up getting exposed and put on blast for something like this. It's pretty insane, and it's just something you got to take a step back and be like, whoa, that is pretty crazy. But the crazy thing about this more than not, or at least, more specifically related to gaming, is that a lot of these people that have been getting exposed for stuff like this have been in positions of real decision making, or at least a lot of people would say positions of power. I think that's a phrase that's really overplayed, but really in positions of decision making, meaning that because of some of the things that they were doing. Again, there's plenty of stories out there. You could just Google, games industry, Me Too movement, or just look at Twitter literally over the last week, and you'll see exactly the different things that are put out there. Where in some instances, some people that were, part of stuff with publishers, controlling the community management, that were part of PR, were really kind of preventing access or blocking access to certain individuals because of stuff like this. Whether it was people that were trying to speak out or trying to actually put somebody in check, they would at least try to prevent them from actually covering certain games, getting access to certain events, not getting review copies, and different stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. All that stuff is completely inane and superficial in comparison to dealing with, sexual assault or sexual harassment. Obviously, that's a much more serious thing. And, a lot of people, again, a lot of different women getting together and actually putting their stories out there and putting these people on blast. And now finally, some of them, after so long, are starting to face consequences for their actions, which is a good thing. It sucks to have these things happen in any industry whatsoever. And again, for us and for me, it's more specifically gaming. But it's good to see finally consequences and actually the recoil of these types of things happen and actually affect those who have really wronged people. Because I really believe that if you've done wrong, if you've actually hurt people, you've hurt individuals, or done some really messed up stuff, you should face the consequences for your actions. You should be brought to justice. You should actually be prosecuted if you've really broken the law. And some people have really broken the law. There was even talks about stuff like rape, which is like, ugh, that's really bad. And again, it's even more, it goes beyond just sexual assault. It goes into a lot more crazier crimes and things that, people shouldn't have to deal with, but, people ended up dealing with it in some way or some form or some fashion. And that sucks, because nobody should have to deal with that. And especially women in the industry, nobody should have to be made to feel uncomfortable or feel like they're being blocked, for different things within their fields, within their career path. Like, that really sucks overall. Now, again, as someone that has seen this stuff unfold over the last week and change, it's just crazy just how quickly it happened. Like, just how quickly all this stuff just came to light. I mean, I was even talking about it a little bit with some industry people, various industry people at various different gatherings, including the gig where we talked a little bit about some of that stuff. And, everybody felt very down about it, justifiably so, because we look at gaming in this very positive, very enlightening light, a little double use of the words there. But we look at gaming with some bright lights, and we look at it in a very good perspective. But much like any other industry, we have our bad parts. We have our darker images or darker instances. It's not just the community that really we get bent out of shape with on social media. It's other aspects that people have to deal with. There's been racism in the industry as well that I've seen, that I've heard was instances of, that I've talked about, in various different podcasts here on this channel and other places. So it's not like the games industry is perfect, but that doesn't mean necessarily you have to excuse bad behavior or bad things like this. Again, the Me Too movement that's really trying to expose all this stuff. You have to call it out, and you have to really kind of take a stand against it when you can. It really sucks also to see that some of the women even that have been coming out talking about their stories really been getting some backlash from some of the greater communities out there. Again, a lot of people on social media and stuff. I'm not talking about the bigots so much, because the bigots are always going to be there, but there'll be instances where somebody will share their story and they'll be like, oh, this just sounds like a little fishy and stuff. But then eventually it'll get confirmed by a few other people, and then all these things start to come to place. The ones that really get confirmed, that really are some really serious ones and bad instances, are usually the ones that at the same time frame, usually within that same day, you'll see multiple people come out and actually have a bunch of information that everybody could put together. That happened with some of the stuff that happened with Ubisoft, which is a real shame, because again, some of those people that I've met in PR ended up getting aired out for a lot of crazy stuff. And this is things that have happened over years that people have been trying to expose and trying to actually get rectified. And that's a damn shame. And the one that also really sucked, which wasn't even so much part of the Me Too movement, but some of the stuff that was really getting aired out, was the things happening with IGN. And that was a damn shame, because obviously you guys know that I look at IGN as a specific way, and I one day hopefully want to work at IGN, or at least do some work with them. And to hear that some of the big heads over there, some of the people that, again, that I've met at various different times were involved in some unsavory, really messed up stuff, was a damn shame. I just had to shake my head. And again, hopefully they feel those consequences. They've even come out and actually been honest and been open and admitted to a lot of this stuff. And people are justifiably, acting in according to all this stuff. Again, just not working with them anymore, really putting it out there. They'll be like, yo, avoid these people because they did some really messed up things. So it's understandable, man. And it's, like I said, maybe even for the games industry, it was about time that some of this stuff really happened. Like I said earlier also, we didn't really get that when the Me Too movement really started with all this stuff. But we're hopefully as an industry, really cleaning up some of the shit that's been happening, or really pushing things out. And it's just crazy. And again, it's hard to talk about this stuff because it's you can't really say anything much different that hasn't already been said. Obviously there are some of those players out there, some of those people out there that kind of try to jump on board with some of this stuff and are really just using it for their own ambitions and their own stuff, which messes up the movements and messes up the real key factor or real key thing of why this stuff exists or why this stuff is happening. But you just got to ignore that and look at the stuff that's actually legit. Look at the stuff that's actually really important and understand why it's actually happening. So anyway, those are just my thoughts, my rambling thoughts, just my perspective of all this stuff that's been going on with the games industry as of the last week and change, or 2 weeks almost at this point. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff down below in the comment section. Tell me, were you shocked at some of the things that were happening? Were you in awe? Were you confused? Were you, curious about all this stuff? Talk to me about that down below in the comment section. It's not really things that you're really comfortable talking about. These are things that make things very awkward and very bad because it's just not cool. Like a lot of this stuff is just straight up not cool overall. So some people shy away from talking about it, but eventually we all need to have the conversation at some point. We all need to be on the same page. And like I said plenty of times, even on social media and other people I've talked to, like all the people that have done wrong should be prosecuted. All the people that have done messed up things should be pushed out of the industry. We shouldn't have people that are trying to engage in things like sexual harassment or sexual assault, or try to really take advantage of situations at the expense of other people, throwing around their weight, and things like that. That type of stuff should not be happening. So anyway, those are just my thoughts. I will talk to you guys again real soon. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of JJ's One Man Podcast. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Again, we're still on the rise, hopefully trying to get past 10K. We're almost about to hit 2K. So fingers crossed we break it very soon. But anyway, talk to you guys again real soon. Peace out and stay epic, everybody.